Good afternoon, everyone. Dear Endeavor community, welcome to our ScaleUp Demo Day. I'm Claudia Duran, Managing Director of Endeavor Miami and your host for today. As many of you know, Endeavor Miami has a ScaleUp program. It's a 4-month acceleration program designed to support scale-up companies with the impact and potential to scale in South Florida ecosystem. And so we help them prepare for organized growth. And for the past 4 months, they've been working really hard. And today we end the program with our amazing demo day, and you'll hear more about what their incredible companies are doing and very inspiring stories from the entrepreneurs. So scale-up companies have at least 3 years old with a minimum of 20% CAGR and are important to the development of an economy, because once they hit that moderate scale or greater CAGR, they generate more than half of jobs here in South Florida. However, the majority of startups die before reaching the 5 years of operation. That's why it's very crucial to come in at the right time to support them. And so another part of our work is to bridge the gap between the startup and the scale-up stages with the right support that can actually help companies scale. Today we celebrate the end of the program, as I just mentioned, and our Cohort 3 graduates will be pitching their companies to our panelists for feedback, comments, and ideas. Beyond that, this demo day is an opportunity to give these companies additional exposure in our ecosystem, and we call on everyone attending us today here to get in touch with them through email, LinkedIn, and obviously if you feel you can support them through partnerships, collaboration, investments, introductions, or other things to propel their companies forward, please reach out and either to the Endeavor team or on our directly on our chat. So before we get started, I would like, with the pitches, I would like to introduce our amazing panelists of today. So joining us on stage will be Ana Paula Gonzalez, Director of the SoftBank Miami Initiative. Welcome, Ana Paula. Great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. Very happy to be here, and best of luck to all the founders. I think you're doing amazing work.
Yes, they are. And our second panelist for today will be Jasmine Morrison. She's Deal Associate at Florida Funder. So welcome, Jasmine. Great to see you too.
Thank you so much for having me. Really excited to see all the pitches and meet everyone.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're super excited to show you both the entrepreneurs that have been working with us for the past 4 months. Any Jasmine expectations for today, or Ana Paula, any advice you want to give them before we get started?
Just breathe. You know your stuff. So you're here to shine, and we're here to learn more about you, and we're very, always very proud of the work the founders are doing. We know it's a very hard road you are on, so we're all cheering for you now. Just relax and enjoy the show.
Great.
And I'll echo what Ana Paula just said. You know, enjoy it, have fun. This is what you're passionate about, and super excited to meet all of you.
Great. So, all right, let's get to it. Now, to start out today's presentations, I'd like to welcome our moderator of the day, Rebecca Negro Rocha. She manages our programs here at Endeavor Miami, and she's currently manages this accelerator and knows very well the amazing work the entrepreneurs have put into this past 4 months. So welcome, Rebecca. And now I'll leave you all three in charge. So good luck with everything, and good luck to the entrepreneurs on your pitches. You'll do great, I'm sure.
Thanks, Claudia. Thank you, Ana Paula and Yasmin, for being here, and thank you everyone who's watching. Sorry for my voice. I'm a little sick. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way. So once again, congratulations to the entrepreneurs for everything you've done so far. This will be an awesome opportunity for them to get the word out about their businesses, and hopefully for the investors and the mentors and entrepreneurs and community partners in the audience, you get to see some awesome people that you can connect with. And we have a happy hour after this at La Ñap where we're all getting together. So hopefully we'll see you there. But now let's get to it. The companies are going to have 10 minutes in total. They're going to have 5 minutes to pitch and 5 minutes for Q&A. So without further ado, I would love to bring to the stage our first company and our first founder, Guillermo Younger with Cielo.
Great. Hey, and Paula, Yasmin, how are y'all doing?
Very good, Guillermo.
Great.
How are you?
Fantastic. All right, let's get to it.
Awesome. So, Guillermo, I'm gonna time you. So I'll count you down, and then you can get started. Okay?
Great.
So if you want to start sharing your screen, and then once you're ready, let me know.
Okay. All right. Can you all see my screen?
Perfect. All right. I'll count you down in 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to be the first to kick things off. My name is Guillermo Younger. I'm the founder and CEO of Cielo. We're an enterprise software company, and we eliminate downtime of mission-critical machines. We rely on machines more and more every day, both in our personal and professional lives. When machines break, it is becoming increasingly more disruptive and costly to our society. A walk-in freezer at a restaurant breaks and ruins all of their food inventory. A digital movie theater projector breaks down on opening weekend of Star Wars, and that leads to angry mobs of fans and refunds. These types of machine failures or downtime can severely hurt businesses economically, but most of them can be avoided. Our vision is to create a world without downtime, one where everything just works. Unexpected downtime is costing companies over $20 billion a year. This is a huge issue that is impacting many companies that have machines they rely on to run their business. Our solution, Cielo, is a software platform that eliminates downtime in a business's operation. We've been able to reduce catastrophic machine failures by up to 90%, and by doing so, we reduce costs, save time, and lower the anxiety levels of business operators, knowing that their machines are not going to break. Here's how it works. Cielo connects to mission-critical machines via the cloud. Our software monitors the health status of machines and allows the operations staff to remotely access them. That way they can address issues before they lead to loss of revenue events. Cielo also saves staff time by automating the issue resolution process. We do this through features such as automated alert assignments and autonomous self-healing functions we prompt the machines to perform. Lastly, our analytics reporting provides equipment and staff performance over time, so the company's operation can run as efficiently as possible and reduce their operating costs. The industries we target with our software must meet 3 criteria. They must have expensive machines that are critical to operate their business. The businesses have multi-location operations, and they have been underserved by IoT technology where Cielo can be the number 1 or number 2 player. We love non-obvious and unsexy industries. We bring our advanced technology platform and scale cost advantages to capture the market. We have already achieved market leadership in our first sector, the cinema industry, and have started expanding into adjacent industries such as restaurants with our facility management solutions. The number of connected devices is exploding. This creates a growing opportunity for us with our enterprise platform. Enterprise IoT represents the fastest growing segment and will be almost half of all connected devices by 2025. The total market opportunity for cinemas and restaurants, the industries we are currently in, is $9 billion, and our serviceable market in US and Canada is $600 million. These are 2 industries that were hit very hard by the pandemic, and now they are focused on digitally transforming their business to cut their operational costs in a post-COVID world. As far as how we make money, we are an enterprise SaaS company with a subscription revenue model. Our pricing is subscription based on the number of devices on our platform. We have fantastic unit economics with a sticky product where our customers don't leave. Our software is currently connected to over 30,000 machines in over 50 countries. We are currently at 500K in ARR, and with contracted bookings, deals we have already secured, we will be at 1.5 million ARR by the end of this year and almost 5 million by the end of 2023. The industries we purposely select to play in predominantly have manual and reactive service models. Something breaks, a technician gets a call, and then they come out and fix it. Our solution is differentiated by providing a fully streamlined, automated, and proactive way to address machine failures, saving companies time and money. I know the pain firsthand of having to manually and reactively service equipment, as well as trying to use off-the-shelf monitoring solutions. Before starting Cielo, I ran a company that serviced movie theater equipment. So I know the stress downtime of equipment causes and the frustration of how inefficient it is to service down equipment without Cielo, which is why I created it. By my side, I have an amazing team of 10, with the leadership team coming from enterprise technology companies such as Citrix and TracFone Wireless. What we are looking for at this time is any introductions to restaurant owners looking to digitally transform their operations post-COVID to reduce costs. We're specifically looking for multi-location restaurants that want to have centralized visibility into the maintenance and upkeep of their commercial kitchen appliances. I'm also looking to meet with anyone that works in an industry that meets our criteria and could benefit from Cielo. We've already created a partnership with another amazing Endeavor ScaleUp participant company, which you will hear from later, Lick Technologies, and we're always looking for new growth opportunities. I hope you all enjoyed learning more about Cielo. We're very proud to be a part of the growing tech ecosystem here in Miami and a part of the Endeavor Miami ScaleUp program. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job, Guillermo. So we're going to kick things off with Q&A. So Yasmin's already here, and Paula. Who wants to start off?
To start, Guillermo, congratulations.
Thank you.
It sounds like a very obvious solution. And so I wonder, who is your competition? Who's building this? And why are you best poised to win?
Yeah, thanks for that question. So like I mentioned, our strategy is really finding those industries where we're competing against, self-service ticketing systems or using IT monitoring solutions. So obviously IoT is a very big growing trend. And you hear a lot about the industries where there's a lot of crowded spaces and a lot of big companies going into, let's say, agriculture, mining, obviously home devices, automation with Google and Amazon. We're really strategically looking at those industries where, things are still being done manually. And you'd be surprised with, how many industries are still doing things very much reactively, where something breaks, you give a technician a call rather than getting the information directly from that machine. So our competition really are ticketing systems because they are the ones that are being used to report the issues, but as well as some of these off-the-shelf IT monitoring solutions such as SolarWinds. So we're trying to find those industries where they, that is the current service model, and we're looking at providing a fully integrated solution from machine to technician.
Anna, we can hear you. You're muted.
Sorry, I was saying, sorry, Jasmine, that if it's okay with you, I'm just going to follow up on this question. So for the providers of the other industries that you say there's already somebody that's addressing, and I'm not touching this, how easy is it for them to start looking at the industries you're targeting, and what are your competitive moats?
Yeah, so some of the industries, for instance, the cinema industry really is not on the radar for a lot of these larger companies. So we like to build out, some of these non-obvious industries where we can really build out a leadership position. And what our advantage is really is we've already built out having under our cloud infrastructure, over 30,000 machines. So really that allows us to take our platform, adapt it to these other industries, which requires some domain expertise. So that's why we have, intimate knowledge about the cinema space. And now with the restaurant space, we're, expanding into that. But really, where the larger players play, they play a lot more on, these other industries, like I mentioned, in agriculture or in home automation. And that is not where we were deciding to play. We're deciding to play where we can be that number one and number two player.
Okay. Thank you for a great presentation. I think I have a startup that could be great for you to speak with who is in the restaurant industry and completely doing something different. One of the things I'm wondering though, do you think machines are going to get smart enough at some point that they will start doing this like manually without you guys?
That is fantastic, point. And that's one of the things we determined in our strategy, looking at these multi-location businesses, but a subset of that criteria is having these, their IT network needing to deal with multi-manufacturers. So we're seeing this firsthand, yes, with the customers we serve. Some of these manufacturers are building out some of these IoT and analytic solutions, but you have to log into that manufacturer's portal to find that information, log into the other one. And, where we come in, we are that agnostic software provider that's really aggregating all of that information of all of their critical equipment, independent of whatever manufacturer, and bringing that all together. So we're looking at, for instance, an elevator industry. You have someone like Otis, they really have everything vertically integrated. That's not any place where we would play. But other industries where you have, multi-vendors, multi-manufacturers of the pieces of equipment that are crucial to a business, that's where we provide a lot of value by bringing everything together in one view for the business operator.
Awesome. I'm just going to jump in here. Guillermo, thank you so much for an awesome presentation, and panelists for the great questions. If anyone is interested in connecting with Guillermo, you can send a message in the chat or message us or see us after the event. So thank you, Guillermo. We're now going to go into our next presentation. So I would love to bring to stage Rodrigo Bernardinelli with DGB. Hi,
right.
Rodrigo.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome. So whenever you're ready to start presenting, let me know, and I'll start timing you.
All right, so
all right, perfect.
I am ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Rodrigo Bernardinelli. I'm one of the founders of DGB that I founded with my friends Peter and Vitor. In fact, we're former executives from multinational companies like CA, HP, IBM, and Vitor, which used to be a director for Santander Bank for 15 years. So I have this experience from both sides of the counters. We are backed by a Florida Fund GA Investments and also by angels like Paulo Veras, the founder of 99 Taxi, the first Brazilian unicorn, and Larry Albuquerque, who is the president of Cisco in Latin America, right? So, all right, I'm talking here about integrations. In fact, enterprise integrations, how corporate enterprise, they make their ERPs, talk to their e-commerce, and get ready to their digital world. So a very old problem, but so far we are bringing a different approach to this problem, which is really handcrafted by now. And the digitalization of the companies, the APIs words, not making that any easier, right? So, and that's why Gartner is saying that integration work accounts for 50% of the whole resources spending in a new digital project, right? So it doesn't need to be that way. And that's make this market become so huge, right? So there are a lot of players playing here in the integration space. We have software players like Oracle, IBM, and MuleSoft, and which are providing software infrastructure to make those integrations to work. But that's really not enough. We have the great services firms working with this as well. We have a much larger share of this market, like Accenture, IBM, Capgemini, and so on. And there's a market, and there's the companies that are doing their own integration by their own, right? It's really internal. We can't really measure this market as well. So it's a huge market. And what the problem is, look, this is the technology stack that an enterprise customer usually has just to move data from one side to the other side. So we have to have different technologies, different pieces of this. So, and for each piece of technology, they have to have a team to work with just to move data from one side to the other side. So, in fact, the technology to move exists, but the dynamics of this market simply doesn't work. And what we bring to the table is a totally different approach. What we are radically simplifying the way we move data from one side to the other side in the digital world, right? So we put up together this platform where with just 3 simple screens, we do whatever use case that big enterprise needs for data movement in their site, right? And we do that with a delivery model that instead of having great firms, tons of personnel, we don't need that much people to deliver a solution, right? And the business model that make this happen. So, and what we have with this, we have 150 customers, enterprise customers, where they're being able, like Accenture is being able to automate much of their BPO stuff back in Brazil with our technology just by integrating systems. We have like the largest wholesaler in Brazil, like Açaí, where they were able to add this new Brazilian payment system in just 5 days, something that's taking like so long for other companies to do it, right? We have 100% SaaS and recurring business model. It's an all-inclusive business model with just one part number, so very easy to customers to start with DGB and grow as we grow. So we don't charge for professional services. In fact, we have a model where we help customer to get used with their technology at some point that they become independent from us and from every other vendor, right? We are demonstrating growth, so we are having high growth rate here. So we are right now, as April 2021, we have an ARR of $5.3 million with a target of reaching $13 million by the end of the year, and we are right on track for that, right? So, well, our next steps, so we're asking a $35 million round, so we can expand our operations here in the United States. Although we are in a break even in our operations in Brazil, I really can't fund the movement to the United States in Brazilian reais due to currency exchange, right? So the majority of this money goes to market and sales initiatives, and some of them to product evolution and platform evolution. That's it. So in about 5 minutes.
Very good. Perfect. So now we're going to go into Q&A. Yasmin, do you want to start?
Sure. No, thank you for this presentation. I'm personally very excited about the developer tool market. So this is great, and I can see a really big need for this. And one of the questions that always is really important is obviously like, how much time can you save? How much time can the developer team save? And you mentioned the 50% kind of Gartner. And I kind of was curious to know, like, how much have your customer been able to save in terms of time by using DGB?
Right. One of our customers called Balduco, they are a CPG customer selling food in Latin America, even in the US. So they were able to reduce the total time to implement or deliver the new SAP S/4HANA. They reduced in 40% the time and resources. So what was scheduled to deploy in like 18 months, it was deployed like in about a year. And just by solving the integration challenge, it's a very good case. So we were accelerating by the time of 10, the creation, the building of new integration. But the real value is not just there. The real value is after we build the integration, when you have to run and having customer data flow in production mode, where things needs to get everything done in the more secure way, with performance, with the resilience needed. And if something goes wrong, I can pinpoint the problem with the exact transaction that happens that was wrong at some point. So we can reduce a lot the time and the costs and for this integration job. And would it affect the overall budget for IT for the company?
That's awesome. And quick follow up there. If I create like a capsule, can other companies reuse that? I know that you can to some extent, but is it like an open source market, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, this capsules concept we have, you can build your own capsules, but we provide different capsules to connect to business applications, right? And as soon as we start building a new application, we can encapsulate the logic so we can reproduce that. And we have in plans to build a marketplace where people can build this capsules. It's an easier way to do than the APIs, where we really need the developers and high-skilled professionals. So if you have something that, okay, I want a customer data from one side, it's encapsulated to go together with like an invoice from the other side, from the other system, it would be easier to type back. So I can encapsulate everything very easily.
Rodrigo, congratulations. It seems you've built an amazing business. Is all of the data that you showed on your growth, that's Brazil, right?
That's Brazil and the United States. I have 10 customers already here in the States.
So, okay, so what portion of it is in the US, and what's your strategy to enter US? Because I know, and it's not the same to grow a business in Brazil and in Latin America than in the US. So what's your strategy there?
Totally different. So what we're doing, so the revenue we have in the US is still like a small part of our business. It's still almost 8% of what we have in the total revenue for the GP, right? But the strategy to get here, first, we are narrowing our narrative, and we are getting a ride with partners we have in Brazil, which is Google and Accenture. Those are major partners, and we want to leverage this partnership with them back in Brazil, being so successful and great customers, and bringing the success here to the United States with the stores we have, right? But we have a model that we can replicate, right? To sell and to deliver, it's totally replicated, but we want to go more narrow and having this cloud migration stuff that Google and Accenture is doing a lot out there. And we think we want to hit this as a strategy for entering the United States market.
Okay, and are you building out like a dedicated sales team for the US?
Yes, we are. In fact, we have already a team of 8 people here in the US. I am personally moving to the United States, so it's Miami. Yeah, I'm here. I'm in Coral Gables right now, but we have say Miami, right? So the plan is to move the headquarters here to the United States, so it can look like much more like an American company, and use this country as a platform for the rest of the world. What we did, the platform is ready for global delivery, and the problem that we're solving, it's the same problem everywhere. The same problem we have in Brazil is to connect the same applications. So we're talking about connecting SAP with the Salesforce, with ServiceNow, with Workday. Those are the same applications that runs all over the world, and everybody's doing and spending so much and using difficult technology and different approaches to do that. That's the disruption we want to do, right? Having something that people are doing right now and making it simple, easier to go and channel this market for.
Awesome. Well, thank you, panelists, for those great questions. Rodrigo, thank you so much for presenting. Now we're going to go to our next entrepreneur of the day. Rodrigo, I'll see you later. So now I am happy to bring to stage Roberto Schubeck with 5 Drinks Co. Hi, Roberto.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
So first of all, thanks, Rebecca, Claudia, and the whole Endeavor team for the last 4 months. It was an amazing experience. I also would like to thank my cohorts, companions, right, and friends. I have now new friends, and I hope to see everybody enjoying 5 drinks later today.
Yes.
All right.
Love it. All right.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes. Perfect. So, yes. Perfect. All right. So I'll start counting down in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Roberto Schubeck. I'm co-founder and CFO of 5 Drinks Co. So we make handcraft cocktails. What is the problem? We have been all through this situation, right? You are in an event trying to get attention from the bartender in a crowded space, and it takes forever, and you are never happy. And in the end, it turns out to be a terrible experience. The other option is when you invite friends over your home and you go and try to study recipes and try to prepare yourself a nice cocktail. In the end, you ended up losing a lot of time, and you don't join the party, and you miss the whole party because you were preparing cocktails, right? What is the solution? So the solution is what we launched. We launched these beautiful craft cocktails with real spirits and real ingredients. What I mean by that? So our recipes are developed by awarded mixologists, and our margarita is made with real tequila, our mojito with real passion fruit, and the most common. So once we were pitching our product to a hotel in South Beach, and we asked their bartender to prepare a most common and compare with ours. In the end, the bartender was amazed by the quality of our product. It's a great solution for big hotels that have pool service or hundreds of hotel rooms or fridges, right? We also have a collaboration with Dante New York City, which is the world's best bar, which give us not only credentials, but also they have amazing mixologists, and we develop amazing products such as these ones, and we are also developing the new trends for the future. The category ready to drink has evolved from those malt beverage products like lime margaritas. Those products, they were very sugary, artificial flavors, not nice, and was really a bad experience. And that category has been evolved, and now we see those hard sodas like High Noon really exploding, and also the hard seltzers, which are not spirits-based, they are malt-based. But we see ourselves like the edge of the category. So we see trends that people are moving to more high-quality products prepared with really real ingredients, and we see a lot of traction on that. We have other competitors like On the Rocks and Cutwater, but we believe our product is superior in quality. We saw in other countries amazing growth. So this chart is Canada. Canada grew in the last 6 years more than 3 times and has surpassed the total volumes of spirits. So ready to drink in Canada is bigger than spirits. In Australia, it's 3 times bigger. But in US, it is only 3% of the volume sold in spirits. So there is a huge opportunity here in US, and we're seeing the acceleration of this. So we saw in US, the category grew 40% last year. And it estimated to be $1 billion total size in retail sales price. The spirits total size is $8 billion. So we believe that we can grab a big portion of the spirits and also making inroads in the beer category because we can steal some of their beer occasions as well. Our business model, we operate under 3-tier system. So we are the manufacturer and we co-produce our products with those amazing partners. Then the distributors are those, Breakthrough, Republic, National, and New York Wines. They distribute our products across now 8 states. And then we have the retailers, right? That can be both offline and online. Today, we have more than 1,100 accounts in 8 states, but it's only 1.3% distribution, right? There's a huge opportunity to grow. Our online business represents around 10% of total sales, and we work with shipping models and delivery models with partners like Drizzly, GoPuff, and Instacart. Our traction. So we started in Miami back in July 2019. In last quarter, we sold almost $700,000. So last year alone, we sold $1.2 million. In last quarter alone, $700,000. So it's a huge increase, right? We are planning to increase distribution to more than 20,000 accounts across the states. We also launched in Brazil, and there will be more expansion in Brazil. Today, we are only in 2 states in Brazil. We are going to launch in other states there as well. We plan to launch in Canada and Mexico to develop our third co-producer in our own distillery. And we believe by doing all that, we will reach $20 million in net revenue by 2022. Our team is made of 5 founders. Felipe Spiegel is the CFO, the CEO and founder. He has more than 20 years experience leading AB InBev craft beer portfolio. And if you combine the experience in the alcohol industry for the 5 co-founders, we get to more than 100 years. So we all are very experienced on the business. We are open for strategic partners, right? In all those different areas. So in entertainment, endorsements from celebrities, capital raise, we want more connections, liquor industry people who can help us with more distribution, and also in digital with supports on marketing and sales. So that's it from my side. Thanks a lot. You can find me at this email, and also please join our Instagram. We have now more than 10,000 followers. And we have this website you can buy us at buy5drinks.co here in US, and in Brazil at 5drinks.com.pr. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Roberto. And in which stores can people find you?
So here in US, we are selling in Total Wine, ABC Liquors, Big Daddy's, Costco. So several of those big chains.
Awesome. So now let's go to questions. Ana Paula, do you want to go first?
Sure. Congratulations, Roberto. You're building something super interesting. So you have high quality ingredients in a good tasting product in a market that's growing in the US and globally, and your team has amazing experience in the industry. You evidently understand. So that's super interesting. What I was thinking about is you have set up the business model, the distribution channels, the logistics, and the retail. But how do you make sure that your brand becomes really top of mind for everybody? So more maybe the marketing piece. How are you going to create that very strong brand? So this is what people are asking for, and it doesn't become a commodity, but you are really the brand that people want to have.
Great question, Paula. And I did mention a lot of KPIs and numbers for the sales team, but I didn't mention the marketing team, which is doing an amazing job. Most of our money in marketing goes to social media investments to create brand awareness. So that's one thing. The other thing that we do a lot is I can talk here for hours trying to convince you that my margarita is amazing. By the way, Rebecca loves our margarita. But the only way to really make you believe me is that you have to try it, right? So we do a lot of sampling as well. So a lot of partnership with our retailers. Our website, we do promotions. So we want the consumers to try our product. That's where the money goes, to sampling and to social media and brand awareness investments.
Do you have some sort of tracking of repeat purchase from the consumers? Like they try it and then they start creating that brand loyalty and they keep buying from you? Are you able to do that?
Yes. So it's in US it's hard to I cannot sell directly to consumers. So what I showed you, my online portion of the business, I do through a retailer partner. So in the end, he's the owner of the website, although it has all my look and feel. But the good thing about doing this partnership with the retailer is that I get the data. So I have the data of all the consumers. So I have demographics, age, where they're buying, where they're located, by postcode. So I have everything, and then I can target better my consumers. So I really have, this is a very good thing by having the e-commerce portion of the business.
Yeah, congrats on all your success so far. You've grown really fast. That's very impressive. And one of my questions, I had a similar one to Ana Paula, but it seems like the US are big beer drinkers from your graph. And one of the things, do you have to educate people almost in terms of like drinking cocktails? Is there an element to that in your marketing strategy as well? Rather than drinking beers, drink this nice cocktail.
Yes. So we saw the co-founders, most of us, we work for the beer industry. I worked for more than 25 years at Anheuser-Busch InBev. And even those big companies like ABI, they are seeing that beer is kind of stagnated, right? So the millennials, they don't drink beer anymore, or not as much as we used to drink when we were younger, right? So we see this trend of people moving to spirits. Actually, it's a natural trend. When you get older, you move to either wine or spirits or both, right? So what we are trying to show is you're right, to educate them that making a cocktail is hard, right? There are some that are easy, like gin and tonic, but to make a good margarita is not going to be as easy or Moscow Mule, right? So we are trying to offer the quality and make them see that, oh, this is nice. This is compared to a bar quality cocktail. So this is amazing. So I don't need to prepare. And it's very good taste. So we do educate the consumers on that as well.
Incredible. Well, I am very excited to drink some margarita at the Happy. So hopefully we'll have some there. Thank you, Roberto, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now we're going to bring to the stage our next entrepreneur presenting his business, Ronald Chrysler with Leap Technologies. Hey, Ron.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody attending and listening on YouTube.
Good afternoon.
Yasmin and Paula, welcome.
Hi, Ron. Nice to see you again.
Same.
Awesome. So you know the drill. Whenever you're ready, you let me know, and I'll start timing you.
Okay, let me see here. Share the screen. Okay.
Perfect. All right, I'll time you down in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. My name, as you heard, is Ronald Kritzler. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Lead Technology. And we're here to talk for the next 5-6 minutes about water and how dangerous can be to buildings. Water is actually the #1 cause of damages and losses to buildings, with an estimated $75 billion in direct losses every year, wasting about 1 trillion gallons of water due to the same events. The interesting and positive news is that 93% of them could have been avoided with early detection and rapid response. And that's where our mission surrounds itself. We're leveraging technology to mitigate the risk and water leak damages in buildings, making them safer, greener, and more resilient. This mission is actually a reality. As of last year in 2020, we actually were able to detect 98% of the water leaks within our customer buildings. We escalated about 3,000 water leak alerts, and they translated into 0 insurance claims. We estimate that we have saved our customers and their insurance carriers about $27 million in damages. So our solution is an IoT-based loss and risk mitigation as a service. It's designed to detect, respond, and prevent water leak damages in buildings. And our main value proposition is to mitigate those risks and losses by 90%. We provide a alert and escalation within the minute of the sensor detecting the water, so the building can respond in a rapid manner. This allows them also to reduce the uninsured repairs by almost 40 to 60% on a yearly basis. And it reduces the anxiety and threat of not knowing where the next leak is going to come, knowing that your building is being fully monitored for any type of water. Also, there's a positive impact that it has on sustainability and social regarding water conservation and drought. And all this value proposition and solution is presented as no additional workload for the operations of the building. We do this as a service. So we take care and Lead take care of deploying and monitoring all water sensors throughout the property. We customize and escalate the alerts so multiple people within the organization and the property can react properly. We can even integrate these alerts to automatic shut-off valve based on operational rules on when to shut off a valve if it's necessary. On the back end, we're building and feeding a data analytics platform that provides a better preventive maintenance programs for customers and multiple stakeholders. It provides a very transparent process of claims for insurance. It deters fraud at the insurance level, and also provide for a much better risk assessment of the threat itself. As a service, we actually provide a 30-day payback and a very strong ROI for our customers. And this graphically translate in our competitive landscape. You can see here, all the left side of the quadrant is all the alternatives in the market that do sell the hardware, transfer the monitoring and service to the end customer, and they pretty much wash their hands other than the guarantee on the hardware. Our approach as a service leaves us in a very interesting area of the competition landscape, with only 1 or 2 companies that we're competing right now in that with that approach. What makes us different, what keeps us in that quadrant, is the reliability and connectivity. We do not tap into the internet or the Wi-Fi of the customer, which pretty much takes cybersecurity out of the equation. It's very easy to deploy with low intrusion. We can deploy 100,000 square feet of our commercial space within 5 hours. It can be operated as a standalone platform or fully integrated into any type of facility software. We provide data visibility to multiple stakeholders from the property manager, asset manager, insurance company. It's fully automated, so as I repeat, there's no additional workload for the building operation. And we have a very inclusive approach with the insurance industry. This is something that very few companies built into their model from the beginning. And it's one of the things that it's our main competitive advantage at this point. And of course, there's no equipment cost. As a service, we don't sell the equipment, so that's a big advantage for our customers. We're operating in the intersection of PropTech and InsurTech, more specifically in the IoT market, which is estimated to be a $1.4 trillion market in 2026. Our targeted and addressable market is $6.3 billion of untapped revenue within the residential and condo buildings over 10 stories high, and commercial real estate and facilities in the US. Our customers, we sell to real estate owners, operators, and insurance companies, although we're partnered with a wide range of stakeholders like insurance brokers, facility management software companies, property management, and even occupiers. As a service, we have a very attractive recurring business model. 90% of our revenue comes from our monthly monitoring service fee. The other 10% is a setup fee that we charge up front. Our pricing is strictly related to the amount of equipment that gets deployed into the building. As of today, we have zero churn, so no contracts have been canceled. We operate with an 84 plus gross margin, and our current cost of acquisition has been kept below the $10,000 per customer, where we implement about $45,000 in equipment for a lifetime value over 80 years of over $350,000.
Ron.
Yes.
What is your ask for the group today?
So my ask for the group today, it's we're looking for a pre-Series A of $2 million in order to do some key hiring, consolidate some strategic partnerships and distribution opportunities that we're working on, introduce the AI modeling for forecast, and reach out the $1 million in MRR by the end of 2022.
Great. So we'll bring back the panelists now so we can ask some questions. Who would like to start off?
Actually, I would love to see the traction slide.
Which one?
The traction slide.
Okay, so go ahead, Ron.
Okay, you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that traction is, we're right now generating $75,000 in MRR. We reached operational break even last year. We're about 42,000 sensors on the field, protecting about 10 million square feet of condominium and high-rise and commercial space. With the expected $27 million in saved potential property last year.
Thank you. Ron, you're solving a very important problem. I would like to understand, what is your biggest roadblock to scale? What has been keeping you from growing, and is there a path where you could grow organically without funding potentially?
Yes. Our biggest challenge is the capital required for that initial investment of the equipment going in. There are also some alternatives, some financial vehicles that can help reduce that barrier, that capital requirement that we're working on. In the meantime, the money that we're in need is more for sales and for the distribution and the partnerships that we're building with restoration companies, software facility management companies, plumbing companies, and so on. But we estimate that our business model, probably after a Series A, will be self-sustained, and the cash flow coming in from the contracts will be enough to support any kind of growth, unless it's extremely accelerated that we're going to need some additional help. But by itself, it should be self-sustainable.
What is the initial investment for every installation setup?
You're talking about $50 to $70 setup for each apartment.
But how much does it cost, the device How,
Our average residential project, which will be 200-unit apartment building, requires about $40,000, $45,000 in equipment, and will generate about $4,000 a month.
I see. Yeah, I see. I understand. And how many new customers are you adding per month in the last, say, since the beginning of the year?
It's been very slow as we're closing in. Our sales cycle is slow.
Yeah, so large.
And right now, we kicked off a couple projects last month that are accelerating, and our pipeline looks very busy. But we just cut up the wave of the COVID stuff, and also the microchip issue. We have taken it step by step because we don't want to create that bottleneck of contracts without the microchip. We have limited microchips available for our hardware production, and it should normalize by November.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much. This is really fascinating. And I'd love to see kind of what these sensors looks like, but I can connect offline with that too. But in terms of, oh, there we go. That's awesome. And do you see the price going down as you kind of expand and grow per like unit? So this could become something that's cheaper and even more focused on eventually, I mean, B2C.
Actually, we're approaching it the other way. We're actually going even further down and away from the B2C.
Mm-hmm.
We expect the insurance companies to pay the bill for not only the benefits, but also for the aggregated data that we're collecting, which is kind of unique in the industry.
Awesome. So I'm going to jump in here. Thanks, Ron, for the presentation. This was super, super cool. So, and I'll see you later. So we're now going to bring in the next entrepreneur of today. So with that, I'd like to bring to stage Leonardo Gagno from Magis. Hello. You're muted. There you go.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hi.
I will share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yeah, perfect. All right, 3, 2, 1, go ahead.
Great. Well, my name is Leonardo Gagno. I'm the founder and CEO of Magis, where we are building the net of network for the future of connected and personalized mobility. Thank you for having me here today. The future of mobility will be electric, autonomous, connected, and personalized. Deloitte predicts that by 2035, 1 in 3 trips will be made in a self-driving vehicle. And also, autonomous trip will be 50% cheaper than public transportation. Our vision is to be the net of networks that enable the connection and personalization of this future mobility. Today, what are the right options? When a person needs a ride and they don't want to use their own car, they have 3 options. Request an Uber-like company, use a public transportation, or pick up the phone and call a private mobility service. Magis target customers are these private people mobility companies that they are the future of the mobility industry. What are the challenges for these companies today? They have a lousy customer experience, a very low return on their assets such as car fleets, legacy systems, and chauffeurs, and high cost of internal administration that are increasing very fast while they grow in revenues. These companies are either fleet owners working for Uber with a very low profit, or they are independent service providers struggling to run their business against Uber. They need to regain their customers and profitability. So how can we bridge that gap? By establishing the first wide-level digital platform for private people mobility companies. We enable digital transformation for these companies to stay competitive. We are the Shopify for the people mobility business. Our technology is allowing business owners to reconnect with customers directly while increasing their profit. Uber will not rule the market anymore, with company owners regaining their businesses. What is our value proposition? Magis is an integrated platform that enables a competitive customer experience that allows customers to request a ride by almost any channel and build a crowdsourced trust among drivers. We enhance their assets efficiencies through business automation, increase productivity through our world-class processes designed to streamline their back office, and finally, Magis is socially sustainable, promoting new jobs, driving positive impact in the community, as well as reducing the carbon footprint. A web-enabled platform means that our customers can easily integrate our product into their business using their branding and logo. The private people mobility companies can receive a ride request through almost any channel using an app, a phone call, a chat, a text message, or via web browser. They can process end-to-end rides autonomously using Magis's comprehensive algorithm. This is key to drive efficiency in mobility companies. Additionally, when the mobility company don't have cars available in their fleets, our crowdsourced affiliate module enables them to dispatch vehicles from other services providers of our platforms. This network is the seed for the future connected and personalized mobility. Finally, our platform connects through standard APIs with the leading software solutions to enable seamless integration. What is our business model? Our business model has two flavors. One is pay-per-use, and the second one is subscription-based per vehicle or transaction. For the small and medium market, Magis' preferred business model is a pay-per-use of 5% of each trip. Large companies like better our subscription model. In both flavors, for an additional subscription fee charge, we will offer new features to drive incremental revenue while reducing cost of operation. Then let's take a look at our target market. The US mobility market size is $31 billion per year, growing at a 4% rate year over year based on Ibis World and Dun & Bradstreet reports. Almost 70% of the market is concentrated in these three regions, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, and West, and is composed by independent people, transportation companies, or fleet owners working for Uber. This is Magis' target market today. Our traction so far has been fantastic, and we have finished our proof of concept stage in Latin America. We see Magis' platform uniqueness against our competitors. Magis is developed to deliver mobility as a service. It is affordable, and it is highly scalable in a multi-tenant technology architecture with a state-of-the-art data security and privacy design. Allow me to share you our business plan. We have developed three scenarios of on a 5-year plan in the US market. The most likely scenario considers winning 20% of the market share, achieving a total of 5-year revenue of $600 million. We have a fantastic team of industry executives. Gustavo, our CTO, has more than 35 years of experience in the retail industry. Maximiliano, our CFO, has more than 15 years of experience in the technology industry. And in my case, after working for multinational corporations, my last endeavor as entrepreneur was Actio, the leading value technology distributor in Latin America, achieving $500 million in annual revenues. By 2015, as part of our exit strategy, it was sold to Ingram Micro, the largest global technology distributor based in the US. Here is where we are today. We have launched our seed round. This investment round will only focus on the deployment in the US market. We are targeting an amount of $4 million to achieve our initial 3-year plan. We opened our seed round 2 weeks ago, and we have secured $500,000 so far. We are closing this round end of June. We are looking for investors that want to build a global net of networks that connects the autonomous and personalized mobility in the future. Thank you so much, and now I open for questions.
Great. Thanks so much, Leonardo. Yasmin, do you want to kick it off?
Perfect. Thank you so much. This is really interesting. And just like a quick question. So right now, if I have a private limo company, people will go on my website and they would call me or something, or I'll try to develop an app myself, which is difficult and hard.
Correct.
That's okay. Perfect. That makes a ton of sense. But so that means that I would have to, as a customer, I want to download this app, and I obviously use this company a lot, because otherwise I have to download another app, but then you have the ability to plug in the other companies as well if they don't have any availability?
Correct. In fact, they are great question. They are going to download the platform. The platform is on the cloud, and they will put their logo, their branding, and they will start to operate with the same tools or similar tools as Uber. They will automate all the company, and they will have work processes in order to manage their companies. In addition, they have the mobile applications, but they can ask write through WhatsApp, Telegram, Sign, any type of channels with our platform.
Perfect. And how are you planning on reaching? Okay, how do you reach new customers right now?
Well, what we are doing is a strategy. When we arrive to a region, we go with a direct sales for the first 10 customers. They need to be significant, more than 100 cars. And then we continue with distributors and implementers. Implementers are the ones that are going to implement the system. It takes 4 weeks to implement the system until they can run and they start to work with our platform.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonardo. I have a question. It's very interesting. I have a question. You are the white label provider for the current mobility companies. I'm not sure if I caught this, but are you also becoming a marketplace? So people can ask for a car from this company or that company or that company? Because what I'm thinking about is, can you be kind of like a DoorDash for restaurants where I go to the platform and I say, I want sushi, and then you show me these are the 10 options that have sushi in your neighborhood. And so you work on the back end with the restaurant, but you're also reaching the end consumer and you're connecting everybody. Because what I'm wondering is, even if you give them the best tools, kind of to Jasmine's point, how do you make sure that the end user is going to find them and is going to go on the platform and request their service?
Okay, great question. This is the same that what Shopify does for merchants. We're doing the same for mobility companies. We are allowing them to be very savvy in their marketing, how they target their customers, and we take care about the technology and the dispatching and all the technical aspects of handling a company. In the first stage, we are automating all the companies and connecting them, and in the future, we are going to personalize them. You know that autonomous car will be electric, will be totally autonomous, and they will be personalized, and we are going to achieve that goal in the near future for them. Then you as a user, you are going to call your favorite company that gives you the service, or your company, or for yourself, and you will say, you know, for today that I'm going to the theater, I want to rent an autonomous BMW to go to the theater. But tomorrow you will send your kids to the school with a Toyota Prius that is totally personalized to the kids. Then that would be our target market today, and look into the future when the technology evolves.
Thank you.
Awesome. Leonardo, thank you so much for a great presentation. I'll see you later. And now we're going to go to our next presenter. So now I'll bring to the stage Jason Gillum with MyBundle.tv. Hi, Jason.
Hi. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you to both of you for hosting this. Pull my screen up here.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. I'll count you down in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I'm Jason Cohn, CEO of MyBundle.tv, and we're rebundling the streaming TV marketplace. So the shift from traditional TV to streaming is incredibly complicated for consumers, streaming services, and broadband providers. As a consumer, just think about the last time you tried to find where to watch a show your friend recommended to you. Or even more likely, spent last night 20 minutes just scrolling from service to service looking for your next new show. Never mind, how do you find new services that might have a ton of content you would love? So don't get me wrong, it's all going to get better, but cord cutting certainly has its downs. Now imagine the scale of the problems facing cable providers, who in many cases are actually losing money on their video subscribers, and media companies trying to figure out how do they build these new direct-to-consumer businesses in the streaming revolution? So our platform reduces friction for all our stakeholders, allowing them to thrive in this new world. First, we help consumers who have expensive satellite or cable packages find a skinnier bundle that has the channels they need in just a few easy steps. We also help all streamers aggregate all their content in one place. We're also helping broadband providers win new high-value customers and offer streaming service tools and bundle deals. And lastly, streaming services, acquiring the new customers they're looking for, but importantly, extend the LTV through targeted promotion of their content and apps. So here's just a little look at some of our tools, how we do it. Our first tool is our Find My Bundle tool, which helps consumers who still have cable, and yes, there are 70 million households, get rid of that and find the live TV alternative right for them, helping them save about $600 a year. Our streaming marketplace, right, helps all consumers find, discover, and learn about details of over 150 new streaming services. Profiles is our new interactive streaming TV guide, which allows you to save your apps, get personalized content discovery, build your watch list, and actually now get recommendations from friends. And lastly, our subscription management helps track expenses of all those streaming services and will enable a one-bill solution. But as we build our consumer-facing tools, we also bring these tools to our cable and broadband provider partners, who are now less focused on video and predominantly focused on adding new broadband customers, since each new customer is worth anywhere from $2,500 to $8,500 to their enterprise value. These new customers help our partners, and we win helps generate a tremendous ROI. But it's not just about winning new customers anymore. Our just released interactive streaming TV guide gives them the product to stay in the game in this new video world. And instead of investing their own time and capital to produce their own product, our broadband providers are relying on us for their video solutions. Providing value today to these broadband providers has allowed us to gain a beachhead into what is a tremendous market. Our current network of 30 providers with a combined 5.7 million customers in turn attracts the streaming services to the platform, allowing for further business development and technological integration that wouldn't make sense for any two together. While there are a few deals out there, Verizon and Disney Plus, or Verizon and Discovery Plus, right? Those are very few and far between because it's crazy complicated for these large companies to get together and do anything. But as we deepen our integration with streaming services, the value proposition of the network gets even stronger, allows us to win new broadband providers, which brings more streaming services, and so on and so forth. As I mentioned, we currently have 30 broadband partners. That's up from 4 in October and 8 coming into the year. These cover 5.7 million customers, with another 9 partners confirmed on the way with 3.2 million more customers. We receive monthly licensing fees from these broadband providers, as well as commissions from streaming services. We in turn share a portion of those commissions with our broadband partners, effectively becoming the de facto app store for broadband and cable providers. Growing both our streaming service partners and our broadband network is our primary focus right now. The original plan was to grow our network to 12 million households over the next 4 years. We think we could get that by the end of this year. At its peak in 2012, the traditional TV market was $200 billion. While we firmly believe it's all moving over to streaming, we take a somewhat conservative approach and peg the market at $82 billion in 2025. As consumers sign up for streaming services through us and our broadband partner network, we receive a portion of every dollar spent. This net revenue reflects our captive broadband partner network opportunity. I started my bundle after years of studying and investing in the media and telecom industry as a hedge fund portfolio manager. Ever since first predicting the downfall of traditional TV back in 2012, I just knew there was going to be an opportunity to rebuild the industry during this messy transition period. And that time is right now. Our leadership team has the experience working in tech, streaming services, and cable companies, understanding the pain of all our constituents. We have a clear pathway towards success, and the time is right to raise a more significant round of capital to take advantage of our current positioning. We are looking to raise $3 million and are looking for investors who understand the media telecom industry or who have experience scaling up networks. Thankfully, we've already had some inbound interest and are looking to close the round by the end of June. Thanks a lot and look forward to the questions.
Awesome, great job. Let's bring back our panelists. Ana Paula, do you want to start off?
Sure, Jason, congratulations. The traction that you're achieving is super interesting. And it seems that you and your team have a really deep understanding of the problem that you're solving for. The traction speaks a lot for itself, but I'm interested in it. As you mentioned yourself, it feels very hard for all of these big players to come together to work towards something that is not proprietary. And like Disney saying, I'm not going to do anything on Netflix, I'm creating my own thing. And so it feels like this tension going on between, yes, it'd be great for consumers to have everything in one place, but then more and more the content providers want to do their own thing. So how do you think you solve this tension moving forward?
Yeah, so I think it's sort of, there's steps. If we separate billing, discovery, and consuming, right? And so when you think about, yes, a consumer might want one app, they turn on their TV screen and every TV show and movie are on there. That's not going to happen, right? And so if we step back and say, well, what else can we solve for, right? So one pain point is I've got all these services, right? But I don't know which show is on what, and I can never find anything. So that's where our tools today, right, help you say, I've got Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Disney. We could combine all the content in that episode to help you find your next favorite action show or your next favorite comedy. And basically to be able to build and maintain those watch lists, right, in one place. That's on the consumer side. Same idea as on the billing side is I've got all these streaming services and I can't keep track of them all, right? How can I do that? And that's where, right, why can we succeed is frankly through our broadband partner network, right? By building these tools for our broadband partners, we're building the scale where we're having these conversations or we're doing these deals with streaming services because they get it, right? If it was just my bundle, scrappy startup saying, hey, we've got a great solution, yeah, I don't think we'd be having the conversations we do. And what's great is this network just gets stronger and stronger as we add partners to both sides.
Thank you.
Sure.
Amazing. This makes a ton of sense. And I understand that you're different to Roku, but could you kind of walk me through, particularly on the customer side, how you're different and how could they move into this space deeper?
Sure. So one of the fundamental, so Roku, the investment thesis as I was an investor was where we started, right? It was like we were an investor in Roku, this was going to take over, et cetera, right? So love them. There's a couple of problems with Roku as it relates to the industry, right? They are no longer the independent Switzerland that they said they were, right? They have the Roku channel. Their incentive is to drive everybody into that going forward. Similar to Fire TV, right? Fire TV is going to be all about IMDb TV. But that's where we can help streaming services, right, get in front of customers. But fundamentally, right, the TV screen is the best glass, as we say in the house, to consume TV. But it's by far the worst place to try to discover new content to watch, right? If you know what you want to watch, you could talk into your little remote and it will tell you. They've solved that. But in terms of discovering and finding new shows, it's absolutely the worst place. Like we're on this thing all the time, every day, all day, right? Why not this, right? Doesn't this become, it's a supercomputer, right? And the idea of being able to manage all of that content in one place and to make that discovery is where this comes into play.
Thank you. That's a great answer. And in terms of the discovery, how advanced is it right now, and how do you imagine it to go? Would it be able to do like advanced recommendation cross-channel for my husband who like different things? It's always a challenge, right?
Yeah. So right now, like you can go and create a profile on my bundle, right? MyBundle.tv, you could create a profile. You tell us what streaming services you have. And right then we'll start telling you, okay, across streaming services, here's all your content, right? We can make personalized recommendations as you add shows to your watch list through the platform. We've already working with a partner to bring better recommendations. We're very excited about the growing kind of pipeline of what we can do there, because ultimately that value is across services. Netflix is going to tell you exactly what you should watch next on Netflix, right? But they're not going to tell you what you're going to watch next on Hulu or Amazon, right? And so the idea of bringing all your content into one place where we can make those cross-platform recommendations, we think that's what becomes really interesting for consumers. And very, very importantly, we take it very seriously. Like the consumer comes first. So if 80 to 90% of that experience is helping you for free, right? All these tools are free. I guess I should have said that, right? Manage your content. there are going to be places where we very clearly mark, say, hey, you like all this, you might like Stingray concerts because you're watching, you know, documentaries of music on one of your services, right? Or Peacock is right for you, check this out. And so we have that ability, and that goes back to the commissions that we generate, right, from streaming services that we also, right, share with our broadband providers, which incentivizes also that B2B2C model, right, in terms of having our broadband providers go out, give these tools to their customers for free, right? Again, back to that whole idea on the distribution side.
Thank you. That makes a ton of sense. I have to try it out.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this. This is like life-changing, but thanks so much, Jason.
Thanks a lot. Great to meet you.
So now we have two more companies. We're gonna go to our next one. So please come to the stage, Gabriel de la Serna with OnPost. Hey, Ariel.
Hello. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for being here. So you know the drill.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, we'll get started.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
Perfect. Just make sure to click hide.
Sure, yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened.
I messed up. Click on Keynote.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to start you in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, thank you everybody for being here. My name is Gabriel de la Serna. I am the CEO and founder of OnPost, inspiring your conscience style. Do you know that 700 gallons of water is used to make one cotton shirt? It takes 80 years for clothes to break down in the landfills. The fast fashion industry produces 10% of the world emission. And guess what? The responsible are all of us. OnPost is the first luxury digital and contextual marketplace in Latin America. We specialize in sustainable fashion and beauty brands. Let me share with you a little bit of our dream. Let me explain you a little bit more about the slow fashion industry. On the left side is the cycle of production for local brands. In the right side are the advantage and disadvantage that these local brands has against like the global brands. So the advantage is better quality, of course, sustainable products, eco-friendly, create social impact and environmental impact. The disadvantage is the regional access, a low budget for marketing campaigns, lack of technologies and marketing knowledge, lack of sales infrastructure, slower production time, and high cost for deliveries. In OnPost, we create a stronger distribution and communication channels for the local brands. When the local brands enter into our marketplace, they have basically two new arms, the distribution channels and the demand generation. From the left side is the distribution channels. We connect brands and buyers through technology. Our marketplace works as a hub, and then we connect these products through different platforms as Amazon, Mercado Libre, and Fair, among others. In the right side, we are connecting the brands and consumers through technology. It's our B2B and B2C business model. We are creating content around social media, all the platforms. We are creating podcasts, courses. We have also the support for different kind of content experts that help us to try to reach more and more people and create a better impact and try to inspiring the conscious style of the people. Now the stage is different. OnPost is closing the gap through these local brands against these global brands. The disadvantage, of course, is the slower production time that these brands have. And it affects directly to the customer experience. But we have to understand that it's a different process. It's a manual process with better quality, again, sustainable products, eco-friendly, social impact, and environmental impact. The business model and revenue streams that we have for this last month. In the B2B side, we generate 150,000. On the B2B side, 1.6 million. And for this 1.7 million, the recurrent revenue that we have, it's 850,000. This year, we're going to launch the courses on the wholesale platforms. We want to create the balance between the B2C and the B2B business. We are going to generate around 750,000. And from that, 450,000 are going to be recurrent revenue. So the total projection for this year, it's $4 million. Our TAM is 75 billion and our SAM is 7.5 billion. The expected growth rate until 2023, it's around 10%. The people, the amazing team that we have on board, in average, they have more than 15 years of experience in the retail industries with different kind of global brands. And our advisory board, it's Pamela Golbin, she's a fashion expert, and Alexandra Wilkes, another exceptional entrepreneur. The funding, we are looking for $10 million, and we want to use it for our team, media buying, creating more content. We want to launch our second physical store and technology. We are creating an era of fashion for local brands. Thank you.
Awesome, Gabriel. Thank you so much. Sorry. Now we're going to bring to the stage our panelists. Who would like to go first?
I can go. Thank you so much. I actually had a sustainable marketplace many years ago. I think I was maybe a bit too early. And the world has changed for the better. So this is very exciting. I kind of had two questions. First of all, I'm curious to understand your B2B side a little bit better. And I also was another kind of random question is, in terms of like cost of consumer acquisition, if you compare Mexico to US, how big is that difference? Because I know the US is so expensive, but looking at Mexico, I'm curious to understand what the difference is.
Yeah, very interesting questions. Yeah. Well, from the B2B side, the business model that we developed for the brands, we have we do marketing for them. So we do basically media buying. We do content for them. We are like a marketing agency, let's say, in some way for those clients. And we are right now integrating all the products that we have in our marketplace through the different platforms. For example, for a wholesale approach, that's going to be another revenue stream for the B2B side, independently of this type of services that we are providing them. In the customer acquisition, it's a very interesting question, because our business model, it's more related to an organic SEO strategy. We do editorial content. Right now, 80% of our traffic, well, a little bit less, like 75% of our traffic, it's organic traffic. We have an average of 100,000 visits, monthly visits. And that's a big advantage. So we are creating different kind of algorithms to try to increase our organic traffic and not just do like media efforts, because that's very expensive. As you said, in the US, it's even expensive, right? So that's the approach in terms of the cost per acquisition that we have. It's very low right now. I mean, the idea is to increase and scale that volume. We have to use it with paid media, but we are going to keep creating more and more and more content. No, the most important is the editorial content, the one that we have, because we are like as a publisher, but we have the product integrated in our platform.
That's
That's
great.
why the contextual marketplace.
Yeah, no, it's a good long-term strategy, and it makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Gabriel, super interesting. I have a question. I have friends that are designers in Mexico, and I know that producing clothing at a small scale is very expensive. And so I'm curious to understand, what do you think is going to be the price point of these garments? How easy will it be for you to find like good quality and at a price point that makes sense, clothing for your marketplace? And this is luxury, right? So like, how big can this market really be, this intersection of luxury people versus sustainable people, which I don't know how big that overlap is in Latin America.
Yeah. The average price point that we have is $150. The challenge, or the principal challenge, is the brand positioning, right? Because any brand, I mean, with the same product, the difference in terms of price, it's the value of the brand, right? So one thing that we found in general in Latin America is the perception of the brand. So they prefer, and most of the times, the global brands that has like a ton of millions in terms of marketing, and they are positioning the brand like at the top of mind of the people. So the challenge for us is, how are we gonna create this conscience around the people? Because as I mentioned in the beginning, right, the responsible for that are us. So the challenge in this way is, how are we gonna communicate? How are we doing the go-to-market approach? We are like just in the middle to be like a luxury brand, because sometimes are comparing us like one product for a artisanal brand, for example, that costs the same as, I don't know, like a Louis Vuitton bag, right? So but the quality is very different. The process is very different. And that's the big problem for the local brands, right? The people, it doesn't have this perception of the real value of the products. So we want to push them. We want to create like a better impact and better communications, try to be bigger and the channel for them.
Yeah, interesting education challenge. I look forward to tackle that. It's a good one. It's a good mission.
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Gabriel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
You guys can find Gabriel in the chat, and also you can message us and on the website of OnPost. So now we're going to head to our last entrepreneur of the day. And in a very exciting way, we're going to go up to space. So welcome, Marcos Franceschini from Skyloom.
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Jasmine. Paula. Great to be here with you guys. Let me pull up my charts. Give me a second.
Perfect.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can. Perfect. All right. I'll time you down in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, Endeavor, for the opportunity. Great to be here with SoftBank and Florida Funders. My name is Marcos Franceschini. I'm the founder and CEO of Skyloom, where we are specialized in space-based backhaul solutions and services at the intersection of space lasers and planetary scale networks. We've got our R&D lab in Oakland, California, and currently setting up a factory here in Miami. You know, one day everybody on Earth and every single machine will be connected to a high bandwidth connection to the internet, no matter where they are. That day can be today. We are Skyloom. We're in the business of enabling that type of connectivity, both on the ground, in the skies, and throughout space. We deploy satellite network infrastructure and also develop and manufacture space-based laser communication equipment to enable that next big step in global connectivity. We can essentially deliver our customers high quality and proprietary space-based laser comm terminals at exceptionally low cost in large quantities and with small lead time. We are now projecting to take our bandwidth from 1 gigabit per sec to 10 gigs, and even all the way to 100, because we know that there is a race to deliver the fastest connectivity at the lowest price with the highest reliability possible. And when somebody wants to have a faster, high performance and cost-effective and scalable solution, Skyloom is the right partner. We are so good at executing that we were recently recognized by the Department of Defense as one of the few companies in possession of this critical technology, and thus we won a contract to deliver this crucial capability to provide assured, resilient, and low latency worldwide connectivity to the warfighter. This process has been so successful, and we are so confident in our team that we are ready to deploy our own satellite network starting in 2023, which capacity has already been booked by commercial customers. That infrastructure is composed both from of low Earth orbit routing nodes together with high orbit relays. You see, when using satellites as an internet connection network, you need to have an infrastructure that allows you to transmit that data from its origin, whether that's cloud, device, or machine, to a space-based network capable of capturing those transmissions, process the signals, and essentially route it to other satellites so that you can create a mesh network that delivers data at very fast speeds worldwide. We are Skyloom. We are that company. I'm passionate about this. I've been doing this ever since I remember dreaming about it. I started the company back in 2017 when I saw a clear opportunity for it. Today, we are a team of about 70 people supported by an incredible group of advisors and collaborators coming from this impressive group of organizations. And of course, we are backed by great VCs that already invested more than $10 million into the company, and they are coming together from different regions, such as Miami, Texas, Silicon Valley, South America, Japan, and also Europe. We are at $4 million in revenue, and we have a clear path towards 20 million. We've been very capital efficient over the last couple of years, and we plan to take an additional round in order to increase our production capability so that we can scale the company and take the next step towards becoming a telecommunications service provider. Thank you very much for listening, for your time, and I think we can now open the Q&A session, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
All right, Yasmin, Ana. Okay, Ana Paula got the mic first. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. This is super exciting. Marcos, we met briefly. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I do. Hi, Ana Paula.
Mucho gusto to see you again. So this is a very capital intensive business. Can you talk more about your business model? Because I know you have long sales cycles, very capital intensive. So how's your business model? What are the next segment of clients that you're targeting, and how do you manage those cash flows?
Great. So when I started the company, I realized exactly that, right? And we structured the company so that the risk of, burning too much cash on or having a limited runway because of the capital needs is that we started developing products that we could sell early on. And those are the LaserCom equipment that we started developing almost 2 years ago and we are selling today. And of course, as we transition towards becoming a telecommunications service provider, we always, as we mature this technology, we sell, right? Whether that's government or commercial companies. And that's, so we are kind of in intersection between, being a Cisco building equipment, communication equipment, and an AT&T providing telecommunication services, right?
And how do the economics of the new business look like for you?
Well, the profit margin, it's little compared to when you provide telecommunication services, but it's a great way to keep pushing the boundaries of technology and maturing the technologies as we transition from the promise of space-based communications to to that becoming part of the reality of how we communicate ourselves, right? And that's basically it.
So you're going to be pursuing both business models, the Cisco and the AT&T, and
always.
What percentage of your business do you think each of them will be?
So we have a clear path. So there is, during the first half of this decade, it will be mostly about selling equipment. In the second half, and starting in 2023, we are transitioning or adding that other revenue stream coming from providing telecommunication services.
And what are the capabilities that you need to develop to do that?
So on the second, okay. So basically, we will have to develop more capable equipment, and of course, we'll have to deploy an infrastructure in space and also on the ground, and that's the capital, requirements that we need to take care of in the next couple of years.
And the commercial side of it, I assume, as well, right?
Of course, in parallel, everything is in parallel, right? Commercializing the infrastructure, the telecommunication service infrastructure, together with selling equipment, and at the same time pushing or improving the bandwidth so that we can provide either an equipment that makes sense for the market or a service that not only is cost effective but it's improving the capabilities that we have today.
Very ambitious. Good luck.
Thanks, Ana Paula.
Thank you. This is very, very cool. One of the kind of questions, like this space hasn't been changing much since the 1990s.
Right.
And I'm kind of curious to hear why that is. I know it's capital intense, technology advancement, but I'm curious to understand that better.
Yeah. So basically what unlocked the new space economy is that there are a few companies that they were so focused on reducing the cost of access to orbit. And that was the enabling of this new space economy, of this $1 trillion economy that is emerging. So transitioning from a couple of satellites deploy or 10 satellites deploy over a year or a couple of years towards deploying thousands or even hundreds of thousands of these satellites in the same time frame, right? At the same time, technology is really there. It's there. It's all about assembling the right way so that all of us, the ecosystem, can start providing services from space at a true global scale. And we all experienced that, right? 20 years ago, we didn't have the cell phone that we have today. We were not really connected as we are today. We are relying so much on cloud-based services, and we need that. On every single corner of the planet.
No, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks, Marcos.
Thanks, Rebecca.
And everyone, this is a wrap on their pitches. Thank you so much for all of the entrepreneurs who have presented. And thank you to our amazing panelists for the questions. We're now going to bring back Claudia to say some final words and wrap things up, okay?
Great. Thanks, Rebecca. And well, first of all, I would like to thank our incredible panelists, Ana Paula and Jasmine. You were great. Thank you for the amazing questions. Do you have any final remarks for the founders? Do you want to share? Nope. Okay. So
I can say thank you. That was incredible and super impressive by all of you. So thank you so much.
I want to say, the quality of all the founders that presented was really good. I'm impressed. Thank you for putting this together.
Yeah, I'm happy you were all impressed. They worked really hard for the past 4 months, and I think that I'm sure that they're going to be very successful. So that's the idea, to start connecting them to investors and mentors and be next to them in this journey, right, to scale up. So I would like to just congratulate all of the participants of the cohort. You were all amazing. Their presentations were spot on. You worked really hard the past 4 months. And so thank you for trusting in Endeavor, participating in our ScaleUp program. And I would also like to invite all the investors to connect with the entrepreneurs and invest in these incredible companies. I thank you all of who tuned in to watch our pitches today. And so if you want to connect with Endeavor or any of the entrepreneurs, please reach out through our social media or on the chat. We will be sharing a communication with you shortly so that you can reach out to the entrepreneurs as soon as the event is over. And now we would like to invite you all to our meet and greet at La Ñape from 6 to 8 p.m. We're all going to be there. So you should have all received an invitation, and we're going to be there with the founders. So you get connected with them and with fellow Miami entrepreneurial peers and partners. And let's continue building this incredible, thriving entrepreneurial community in South Florida. So thank you for joining us today and hope to see you very soon this afternoon. Take care. Bye.